Bears were assured of being either the number 2 or number 3 seed in the NFC playoffs, with a home wildcard game assured against Green Bay or one of 2 teams from the NFC West. Who is your preferred opponent? The Packers for the 3rd time in 6 weeks, San Francisco in a revenge match, or the LA Rams?
Yeah, that's I got to be honest with you. I'll take the Packers. I'll take the beaten up and the damaged defense of Green Bay, even though they got a really good coordinator, even though they got other players. I would invite Nixon to my house. I wouldn't mind seeing Keyshawn Nixon try to defend.
He is not a crook.
I am not a good cornerback. I am a crap member of the secondary.
My nickname is not Toast.
And I love to run into people when they're not looking. So I think that guy's not a good player, but I don't know how many bad players they got, but they're definitely missing some of their better talent. So I would take Green Bay. I like the idea. I love the idea that Ben Johnson said he beat him twice a year, and that would stick in the craw of the flower. And I love the idea that you might get an opportunity to do it. And I feel like familiarity breeds contempt, and I think the Bears improved from the first game to the second game. They should have improved more, but they won that game, and the Packers now will think, oh, we got their number, we can be, and then all of a sudden you hit a new level against them and you trounce them, and that would be the playoff dream, the wish for the Bears.
I think you want the Packers. I don't believe you want any part of the Rams getting hot and giving them a chance, even though
the
I believe
Niners, we saw that.
Well, the Rams, I think, could come into Soldier Field and wilt under the conditions. I do think that's possible, even though Matthew Stafford has some experience playing at Soldier Field at a high level during his tenure with the Lions. I don't know about that team in cold weather. So, yes, they could beat any of the teams that would come here, but I don't want to give the chance to the Rams to get well and get hot, because that's a team. Troy Aikman said before kickoff last night they were the best team in the league in his opinion. He's saying that for a reason. He's saying that based on talent and performance and pedigree with Sean McVay. You want no part of that in the first round if you're the Bears. Also, by the same token, for the same reasons, I would want no part of the San Francisco 49ers. Did you not see enough of that offense to think that they were functioning at a high enough level to call them elite? And you don't want a team that just hung 42 on your defense coming into Chicago despite the conditions and revving it up again.
Is Kittle still hurt? Is Trent? Those guys have to be out for you to give up 42.
Kittle is going to be back for the playoffs.
Would that mean
Trent
60?
Williams is likely not going to miss the playoffs at this stage of his career. You want no part of that machine.
No.
Offensively.
They're
so you want to avoid
machine.
them.
Yeah.
The only other option would be the Packers. And I think you want to take them because, number one, motivation, letdown, those would not be concerns with your rivalry coming in for the rubber match. Number two, you have a familiarity with the scheme, with everything about the Packers. And thirdly, they may be the most compromised team that you're going to face in the first round because of the injury. So Bring on the Packers.
Yep.
You're at home, and you can't beat the Seahawks. We know that after last night. So this is an opportunity to look at the pecking order. And if you had to list them in order, I would say Packers, Rams, 49ers. That's how they stack up in terms of teams you'd want to see in round one.
Packers, space. Probably the Rams, space.
I would not want to see anybody from the NFC Best.
Yes.
When you ask in particular questions.
What did you think of Ben Johnson pointing the finger at himself for play calling on the drive that resulted in a field goal?
I think you hit the nail on the head. I'm not out of that whole game, that field goal drive, once we got in the res, I wasn't very happy with how I called that. 100% right.
In a game like that, you can't match touchdowns for field goals, but did that stand out as a miss to you?
Now, it's going back to, remember, that was the underhand
Yes.
Screen, the middle screen, and it was like one of these plays like, oh, well, that's interesting.
It's a cool-looking play.
It looks cool.
If the guy gains more than a yard. If he's not hit immediately.
But
that's what stopped. They did that with
they
DJ
didn't time
Moore
it up.
before.
They didn't look like it worked. It was one of these things that if it works, it looks like genius. If it doesn't, it's like, what are you doing?
And that's the running back that runs into people.
Yeah.
He doesn't run around them.
Manungai?
I'm just saying, he ran into a safety. It felt like he was trying to run.
By the way,
over
very quietly, DeAndre Swift crossed the 1,000-yard barrier.
Yes.
Did we know that?
Yeah, we knew it was
Did we
coming.
mention that yesterday? Oh, my gosh. Has there ever been a milestone that's been so quietly crossed?
We talked about it in the pregame, so I felt like we covered it.
Well, I know, but
even if we didn't.
We should have, and because this is a guy that, and he only had 9 carries, and nonetheless.
And there are people on this show that were kind of turned their back on him.
And that would not be me.
Well, I'm just saying.
The other,
it could have been the other guy.
I know. Could have been
I'm
the other
not
guy.
naming names. That's the whole point of being a team.
Back to the point at hand.
One of us
yes,
apparently didn't like that guy.
I think that Ben Johnson, to me,
apparently,
I like the way he handled that question. Herb Howard asked it. He accepted responsibility for calling the wrong plays. Not every coach is going to be that self-deprecating and that accountable in similar situations. They would let their egos get in the way. They would be defensive answering a question. But he's exactly right. In a game where you were going score for score, touchdown for touchdown, his play calling in that situation permitted the Bears or caused the Bears to get and settle for a field goal and permitted the 49ers to get a stop they needed. So, yeah, that was on Ben Johnson. He wore it, and I think I understood exactly what he was referring to.
It's also good coaching. He's a guy that takes responsibility, and he's also protecting all of his players. He is not that wasn't on you guys. That one was on me. He is managing their confidence by acknowledging his role within it. And I'm not even sure. I'd like to know exactly what the thinking was and how those plays were drawn up and what was supposed to happen, whatever. If anyone, you'd have to go watch the All-22 and see where things kind of went awry on that play in particular. That got a little cute, I thought. And sometimes you can pull that off. You just can't do it when you're that close to the line of scrimmage. Do you know what I mean? Like they've tried that before, and sometimes it's just not enough space to help with a play like that. That
play is better and more likely to work just by what we saw in a glimpse when you got more ground, you're midfield.
Yeah.
When you're in the red zone,
yes,
I think that play's too bunched up because you have the end zone as your enemy.
Yes.
And it's easier to defend.
The length of the field is
it's too cluttered. You don't have you can't space it out, and you can't run the routes with your perimeter players to create that kind of room so the screen would work.
Yeah, I agree with that completely.